So Agarose gel electrophoresis as RNA and DNA plasmids. Now that title sounds really complicated and has a lot of big words, so let's break it down a bit. So when a scientist has a cellular sample, gel electrophoresis can be used for its analysis. Gel electrophoresis works by first denaturing the sample. As nucleic acids will be nucleic acids, they like to pair up, which creates the problem of a large blob of a sample that will move through the gel differently compared to if they were alone. This can be fixed by denaturing the sample. Reagents like formaldehyde are incorporated into loading dyes, and heat is usually applied to the samples to ensure that the nucleic acids stay alone.
Now, we would also need a dye to detect our samples in the gels. This is so that we can see the pretty colours that correspond to the position of the bands on the gel for easy identification. Additionally, ionic buffers can be applied when using DNA to alter its ionic strength, but these are to be used wisely, as they can also increase conductance in the gel, which could increase heat that can distort the gel or set it on fire. I'm just kidding. And burn gels don't make for good publications. The sample is then loaded onto individual wells of an agarose gel.
Now the RNA or DNA sample won't move through the gel with just a motivational speech. The negative charge on the RNA and DNA backbone allows it to move through the agarose gel towards the positive terminal at a rate according to its weight.
When loading RNA, we have a decision to make, to denature or not to denature. RNA has the pesky tendency of forming secondary structures which will alter its movement along the gel. The denaturation process can give a more exact determination of weight as secondary structure is removed. If you are just looking at the quality of the sample, you can use a native gel, which also has the advantage of not needing hazardous chemicals.
Like snowflakes, all samples are different, and a number of parameters can be changed to suit the sample. When considering the loading dye, if you're using a DNA sample, you will typically use ethidium bromide, whereas acridine orange or radio labeling is used for RNA. Don't you hate it when you watch your RNA or DNA bands run in the gel, but all you get is loading buffer? Make sure you choose a buffer with the appropriate pH. Tris buffer is commonly used as it is a chelatic salt, which will remove disruptive metal ions and protect the DNA from DNA's degradation.
The percentage of agarose in the gel, typically 0.7 to 2%, can be changed depending on the size of the sample. This works by changing the size of the pores in the gel, where a higher percentage of agarose results in smaller holes. High percentage agarose gels, however, can be very brittle, and low percentage gels can be weak and prone to breaking, both of which want to be avoided. When selecting an appropriate agarose percentage, the size of the sample should be considered. For best results, a smaller percentage is best for large fragments, and a larger percentage is better for small fragments. Baked, not fried. Not only does this phrase apply to the delicious shapes we love, but also agarose gel electrophoresis. When running your gel, the voltage can be altered. Running at a high voltage means the sample moves faster through the gel. However, the range of separation decreases, and the gel can be warped, damaged, or catch on fire.
By looking at the gel after the samples have been run for a sufficient amount of time, data specific to each band can be determined. By comparing the sample bands to a standard molecular marker on the gel, the size of the bands in base pairs can be estimated.
Furthermore, known band weights can be compared to observed band weights, where differences are likely due to secondary structure and dimer formation. The bands themselves can be used for further analysis by mass spectrometry.
Created using Powtoon.